Afternoon, 7th grade Bobcats. Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to what I hope will be a great week for you here at the Helena Middle School. On this week's B.O.B Lesson, we're going to continue on part 2 of career values. Values are a different way of looking at careers. Last year when we were in with Miss Erickson, we looked at interests, things you'd be interested in. Now this year we're going to look at values. What is it about that particular job or career that's important to you? It's kind of a different way of looking at it. Super excited, starting tomorrow and Wednesday throughout the week, going to be in with Mr. Nicholson, and we're going to be taking a deeper dive into these career values. So we're going to get through most of them here on B.O.B Lessons, kind of an introduction, and then I'm going to be going into more detail here with Mr. Nicholson in your health classes this week. So super excited about that. Let's get rocking and rolling on this career values part 2. Let's go make it a great week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are off and running on B.O.B Lesson, this week's B.O.B Lesson Career Values Part 2. But first, let's be our best this week at HMS. Let's be B.O.B. Let's be safe, let's be responsible, let's be respectful, and let's be a learner. All right, to quickly review from last week, talking about finding the perfect career for you. It's a 3-part equation. We take our interests, things that we're interested in. You can go back and review that B.O.B lesson from last week or from last year on my YouTube page. And then we combine it with several components of things that are valuable to you. We're going to continue talking about that today. And then finally, we find something that fits within our natural abilities or our natural capacities. And hopefully that's where we find our purpose at someday. All right, for this week's values, we're going to start with compensation. Compensation is making money. Compensation is one of the most important values to think about because at the end of the day, we do work a job for money so that we can provide for ourselves and or our families. So in compensation, if I ask 11 to 14-year-olds how important is compensation to them, many times they say it's very, very, very important. And I think as you get older, you realize that there are other things that are very important. Some of these things I'm going to talk about today. I had a question that I was asking in career cruising with some of the 7th graders. I said, would you rather have a career making $150,000, which is a lot of money for living in Montana? I guess that is subjective though, but $150,000 is a lot of money, and hate going to work every day? Or would you take half that salary, $75,000 a year, but be very happy believing in the work you do, having it fit your interests, fit in your values? And it's really interesting to see that the answers were about half and half. So compensation, is it important you find a career that compensates me well so I can afford the lifestyle that I want? For some of you 8th graders, we did that lifestyle assessment a few months ago during high school registration. Security, is it important to you to find a career where you don't have to worry about being laid off or fired? Some careers are very hit or miss. Some have layoffs going on. Some have firing going on. Some are more secure. When you get to be an adult and you are setting up your lifestyle and you're trying to figure out how much money you make a year or how much money you make a month, then you can set your lifestyle off that amount. If you are worried about getting laid off or you get fired, then that kind of puts you in a little bit of a pickle. For some people, they like the job security, knowing that they're going to have a job to go to tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Is that important to you? Only you can decide. The next value is working conditions. It is important to you to find a career where you work in a climate-controlled, safe environment. There are a lot of careers and jobs out there that aren't safe. If you think about being a miner, that's the first job that comes to my mind, where it's dark, it's grungy. I have a friend in Columbus that's a miner, and you want to jump up to compensation. He makes a lot of money, but it's a very dangerous job. He goes into a cave and doesn't see sunlight for 12 hours at a time. The air isn't very good. At any time it could collapse and he could be killed. Other working conditions that are tougher, I think about my summer job when I'm roofing. You're up on a hot roof. It's super hot or it's super cold. Sun's beating on you. You're not at a level, your footing isn't level. It can be very dangerous. Some working conditions, like my job, I get an office. It's pretty much the same temperature. Well, for those of you that have been in my office, you know it can be very cold in the winter, very hot. But for the most part, it's comfortable, it's safe. There are many jobs out there and when you're looking at your job, thinking about working conditions and is it safe, is it climate controlled, are you working normal hours? Normal hours are 9 to 5, or for us it's 7:30 to 3:30. Some jobs you have to work overnight, the night shift. Those aren't such good working conditions because it gets your sleep all messed up. So working conditions, is that important to you? The next is recognition. Is it important to you to find a career where you get recognized for doing a good job? Some people need that recognition. Some people need that praise. And this kind of goes into the next one. In order to advance in your job, is it important to you to find a career where you could grow in your responsibilities and compensation? A lot of people, when they come straight out of college or straight out of high school, they think they're going to be making a lot of money and have this big prestigious job with lots of important duties, making a lot of money, and it really doesn't work that way. Because you get a high school education or you get a college education, you do a training program, and a lot of times that's only half of it. Then you got to go get the experience and get better at your job. As you get experience, as you get better at your job, as you get recognized for doing a good job, that's when advancement opportunities happen. So today's values: compensation, making money. How important is that? Another part of compensation I'm maybe going to touch on here in the next couple of weeks with Bob Lessons is sick leave or vacation time leave, or getting your health insurance paid, or getting your retirement paid. There's more to compensation than just money. Those are other very important things. Job security, working conditions, recognition, and advancement. How important are those things to you? That brings us to this week's quote of the week, which is a little longer. I saw this in the middle of the year and I thought this is exactly what it's about to me, and I wanted to save this for the career portion of the Bob Lesson. So this quote of the week says, honestly, my goal is to build a life and a career where I'm not constantly waiting for the weekend. You guys would not believe how many people that are my friends or people that I know that just dread Monday morning when their alarm clock goes off. And they're just living to get to the weekend so they can have a release and they can go out and do fun stuff, and then it's back to the grind Monday through Friday. You guys would be amazed if you knew how many adults were like that. I don't want to live that way, where I hate 5 days of the week because I hate my life and job so much that the only relief I get is Saturday and Sunday. I want to enjoy my life and not wish it away every week. I want each day to matter to me in some way, even some small way. I want to like my life, all of it, not just my life on the weekends. And that's what this career stuff that I talk about when we do career cruising with Miss Erickson. Shout out Miss Erickson and Miss. That's what we're talking about. That's what this whole game is about. It's about creating a foundation so that when you do become an adult, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, whenever it is that you're ready to start your career, you find something where you wake up every day and it's interesting to you and it fits your values and it fits your capacities, and it's not a job, it's not a career, it's a purpose. I feel very blessed that I wake up every day and I look forward to coming to work. I look forward to seeing you guys come through the door, jamming music, having little dance parties out front, helping kids with their stuff, just being around our awesome staff, being around all you awesome kids. I love it. I feel very lucky, and I want that for each and every one of you. So this quote of the week really summed up what that is to me, because I do come across so many adults that really do not like their life Monday through Friday until it's time to get to the weekend. And another quote of the week that I have is build a life where you don't need to take a vacation from, because every day of your life is a vacation. All right, we are now on to Jellybean Question of the Week winners: Cameron Klemp, Layla Riggs, Amanda Smith, Bertie Heiser, and Alec Ballard. The answer was David. Snap, crackle, and David. This week's Jellybean Question of the Week is: what 5-letter word written in all caps can be read the same upside down? If you think you know the answer, submit your answer to the Bob Box no later than Friday. Tune in next week. See if you are a winner. All right, Bobcats, let's go make it a great week.